Hey fellow students, this is Jared George, and today we're going to be talking about this, Looking for Alaska by John Green. This book has been subjected to a lot of controversy over the past decade. The main topics of the debate are its appropriateness for high school students and whether or not it has literary merit. So class, I want to talk about why this book could be deemed inappropriate by some. Looking for Alaska has been often criticized for its vulgar language, illegal drug use, and sexual situations. One parent from another district has said that there are 281 instances of inappropriate language covering 216 pages of text. Has she ever set foot in a public high school or even ride the bus home? I think she'd find more profanity walking down the hallway than what she would ever find in that book. Another problem adults have with this is that there is an excessive amount of smoking and alcohol use. Okay, in the book there were several occasions where the teenagers would smoke and sit around and get drunk. But you know what? I went to a Browns game a while back, and there were so many drunks there. There was even this one guy, okay? He was wearing his Ohio State gear from the game before, and he didn't know what day it was or where he was at. So should we ban kids under 18 from attending Browns games? The last beef, and arguably the most important beef parents have with this book, is that they say it is pornographic. So class, you guys know what I'm talking about. Miles and Laura want to have sex, but they don't know what they're doing. So they go seek out Alaska. She shows them with the toothbrush. They go back. Laura performs oral sex on Miles, and that's it. It's brief, it's awkward, and that's all there is. You could find a lot more sexual content in movies, TV, video games, and even music. Can anybody even think of a James Bond movie without a sex scene in it? Shaken, not stirred. After the analysis of this book's pros and cons, I have deduced that this book is appropriate based on the comparison to our culture today. In addition to its appropriateness, I feel that this book does have literary value. But class, don't take my word for it, it won the Michael L. Prince Award, which, according to the American Library Association, is, and I quote, an award given to a book that exemplifies literary excellence in young adult literature. Alaska is a unique book because it speaks to students and allows for situations that they can relate to. Something you can't find in the likes of Frankenstein and Animal Farm. Looking for Alaska explores many topics that we as students have to deal with, such as school life, peer pressure, or relationships with others. One issue that is prevalent in Looking for Alaska that we have to deal with is teen suicide. At my former school, it was such a problem that they had at least one teen suicide for 12 years in a row. And it didn't matter where they were from, were they rich or were they poor, or what neighborhood they lived in, it was all across the board. Another issue covered in the book is dealing with death. Now, I've not had to really deal with death in my life, and after reading about the experiences in the book, I really don't want to. Yeah, the book does have to do with the teen suicide and death, but what I really got out of it has to do with the great perhaps. The great perhaps is the concept that has to do with your life leads up to this one great moment which will define your significance on the human race. But the great perhaps is not really what life is about. Life is really about making and building relationships with others, interacting with them, and hopefully leaving a mark on their life. Forget about the people who say this book is inappropriate. They probably haven't even read it. Based on the fact that this book has teen issues and life lessons, I feel that it has literary value. Therefore, I believe that this book should be a required reading for high school English classes. That's all I have for you guys today. See you tomorrow.